Debilitated Moon. According to Vedic Jyotish, Moon is said to be debilitated in a horoscope when it is placed in the sign of Scorpio, which in simple words means that Moon becomes weakest when placed in Scorpio, compared to its placement in all the other signs. A debilitated Moon is associated with many bad things by many astrologers, and it is believed by a number of astrologers that a debilitated Moon always works negatively in a horoscope, and it brings bad results for the native, which is not the case. In actual practice, and a debilitated Moon can work positively as well as negatively in a horoscope, depending upon the other deciding factors and overall tone of the horoscope. The word debilitated simply tells us about the weakness of Moon in a horoscope, and it does not relate to the nature of the Moon in most of horoscopes, and accordingly a debilitated Moon placed in different houses of a horoscope can give benefic as well as malefic results depending upon the nature of the Moon as well as the overall tone of the horoscope. In this article, we will discuss some of these benefic as well as malefic effects which can be experienced when a debilitated Moon is placed in different houses of a horoscope. Debilitated Moon in first house of horoscope. A benefic debilitated Moon placed in first house of a horoscope can give very good results regarding the financial prosperity and professional success of the native, and the natives under the strong influence of such a benefic placement of Moon are likely to be financially secure for most of their life, and such natives are also likely to be successful in their professions. A benefic debilitated Moon in first house of a horoscope can also bless the native with name and fame, and some natives under the strong influence of this placement of benefic debilitated Moon can attain a position of fame and power through politics, as this placement is also favorable for good results through politics. Such a placement of debilitated Moon in first house of a horoscope or Kundali can also take the native to foreign lands, and some natives under this influence may spend many years of their lives in foreign countries, though this placement usually does not promise a permanent settlement in a foreign country. On the other hand, a malefic debilitated Moon in first house of a horoscope can trouble the native on account of health issues which may be physical or psychological in nature, and some natives, under the strong influence of this malefic placement of debilitated Moon, can get afflicted with one permanent disease right from their birth or their early childhood. A malefic debilitated Moon in first house of a horoscope can also cause delays and setbacks in professional sphere of the native, and some natives under the strong influence of this malefic placement may start their careers late or very late in their life. In some cases, a malefic debilitated Moon in first house or a horoscope can distort the physical appearance of the native. Under its influence, debilitated Moon in second house of horoscope. A benefic debilitated Moon placed in second house of a horoscope or Kundali can give good to very good results regarding profession and financial prosperity of the native, and the natives under the strong influence of this benefic placement of debilitated Moon can earn very good amount of money from their professions. Such a benefic placement of debilitated Moon in a horoscope can also bless the native with very good social skills and diplomacy, and the natives under the strong influence of this benefic placement are one of the most socially connected and networked people, and due to their skills of socializing, making and maintaining relations and diplomacy, such natives keep on growing and growing throughout their lives, and such natives are likely to be very popular among their social circle. A benefic debilitated Moon in second house of a horoscope or Kundali can also give very good results regarding marriage and married life of the native, and wealth of such a native increases after marriage. On the other hand, a malefic debilitated Moon in second house of a horoscope can make the native over-ambitious, cunning, and over-smart in a negative way, and these characteristics of the native may hinder his progress or bring his downfall. Some natives suffering from the strong malefic influence of this placement of debilitated Moon can develop extreme desires for physical and materialist pleasures, and accordingly, they may spend a big part of their earnings, time, and resource in order to fulfill such desires. Such a malefic placement of debilitated Moon in second house of a horoscope can also make the native indulge in bad habits of drinking, smoking, gambling, and other such vices which can make the native face financial crisis more than once his life. Debilitated moon in third house of horoscope. A benefic debilitated moon in third house of a horoscope can render good or very good creative abilities to the native, and some natives under the strong influence of such a benefic placement of debilitated moon can become successful as professional writers, singers, musicians, actors, and other people of similar kind. A benefic debilitated moon in third house of a horoscope usually gives good financial security to the native, and most of the natives under strong influence of such a benefic placement are seen gaining from their profession as well as from other sources. For example, some natives under this kind of benefic influence can profit on account of the gifts or financial help provided by their brothers and sisters, whereas some other natives under this kind of benefic influence can get good gains from investment in stock markets, or they can gain from lotteries and other such kind of practices. A benefic debilitated moon in third house of a horoscope can also render very good business and trade sense to the native, and accordingly many natives under the strong influence of this benefic placement are able to establish their own business. On the other hand, a malefic debilitated moon in third house of a horoscope can cause professional delays, financial setback, and negativity in the workspace of the native, and accordingly the natives under the strong influence of this malefic placement of debilitated moon may have to suffer from backbiting, conspiracies, and biased behavior in their workplaces, and some of these natives may have to change their jobs many times in their lives only due to such conspiracies. A malefic debilitated moon in third house of a horoscope can also spoil the relations of the native with his brothers, sisters, and friends on account of misunderstandings which in some cases may be created by a third party in order to separate the native from his brothers or friends. Debilitated moon in fourth house of horoscope. A benefic debilitated moon in fourth house of a horoscope or kundali can give very good results when it comes to going to foreign countries and settling abroad, and many natives under the strong influence of this benefic placement of debilitated moon are seen going abroad and settling there on permanent basis, provided this fact is supported by their overall horoscope. A benefic debilitated moon can give many kinds of luxuries and pleasures to the native, and the natives under the strong influence of this benefic placement generally lead a life full of luxuries and comforts. Such a benefic placement of debilitated moon in fourth house of a horoscope can also bless the native with a position of status and power with government, and many such natives can become officers with some government body. On the other hand, a malefic debilitated moon in fourth house of a horoscope or kundali can cause serious problems in married life of the native, and accordingly the natives under the strong influence of such a malefic placement of debilitated moon may have to undergo very painful experiences in their married life, and though this placement usually does not delay the marriage of the native, but it can create serious understanding issues, lack of physical as well as mental compatibility between the partners, severe arguments, and even divorces in some cases. Married natives with this kind of malefic placement in their horoscope usually tend to stay away from home, and they are seen going homes very late as the atmosphere of their house is very disturbing and torturing for them. A malefic debilitated moon in fourth house of a horoscope can also give very bad results regarding financial management of the native, and such natives tend to spend much more than their incomes, which can land them into financial crisis many times in their lives. A malefic debilitated moon in fourth house of a horoscope can also give one or more than one long-lasting disease to the native, which may not be fatal, but which may trouble the native for a very long period of time. Debilitated moon in fifth house of horoscope. A benefic debilitated moon placed in fifth house of a horoscope can give good to very good results regarding the financial prosperity of the native, and many natives under the strong influence of this benefic placement of debilitated moon are seen living easy, comfortable, and luxurious lives. A benefic debilitated moon in fifth house of a horoscope can also render very good skills of mathematic or calculations, a diplomatic nature, manipulative abilities, ambitions to be at the top, and accordingly many natives under the strong influence of this benefic placement of debilitated moon can shine in different professional spheres. Like some of these natives can become successful politicians and diplomats. Some of these natives can become mathematicians, scientists, engineers, astrologers, numerologists, and other people of such kind. Whereas some of these natives can succeed in professions related to medical field or professions related to food products or dairy products. The scope of benefic results given by this benefic placement of debilitated moon is very vast, and the above-mentioned things are just a few good things that this placement can do for the native. Some natives, under the benefic influence of a debilitated moon in 5th house of their horoscope, go to foreign countries and settle there permanently, and such natives become very successful in foreign lands. On the other hand, a malefic debilitated moon in 5th house of a horoscope can give more than one permanent health problems or diseases, and accordingly the natives under the strong influence of this malefic influence of debilitated moon are likely to suffer from at least one health-related problem. A malefic debilitated moon in 5th house of a horoscope can also give a very suspicious nature to the native, and as a result, handling relationships can become very difficult for such a native, and this is seen particularly true in case of marriage, as the natives under a particular influence of this malefic placement of debilitated moon may have to experience many problems in their married life, which primarily arise due to mental incompatibility between the native and his partner, which is caused by suspicious nature of the native, and in some extreme cases, the malefic influence of debilitated moon in 5th house of a horoscope or kundali can break one or more than one marriages of the native, and this placement can also give very bad results for love life of the native. Debilitated moon in 6th house of horoscope. A benefic debilitated moon placed in 6th house of a horoscope or kundali can make the native successful as a lawyer, judge, police officer, army officer, doctor, physician, astrologer, psychic, numerologist, and some other kinds of professionals, and accordingly the natives under the strong influence of this benefic placement of debilitated moon are seen practicing in one of the above-mentioned professional spheres. The natives under the strong influence of this benefic placement of debilitated are likely to benefit from the troubles, problems, and disputes of the other people, and that is why such natives are fit for going to one of the above-mentioned professions. A benefic debilitated moon in 6th house of a horoscope can also bless the native with a position of power and authority with government or with some private organization, and such natives are likely to be in charge and in control of many people. On the other hand, a malefic debilitated moon in 6th house of a horoscope or kundali can cause serious problems in the marriage and married life of the native, as well as in family life of the native, and as a result some natives suffering from such a malefic placement of debilitated moon may have to face arguments, disputes, and litigations in their married life, whereas some other natives under this malefic influence may have to part with their parental family on account of serious differences between them and their parents, and some of these natives may be seen living away from their parents for a very long period of their lives. A malefic debilitated moon in 6th house of horoscope has a strong tendency to develop criminal interests in the native, and as a result the natives under the strong influence of this malefic placement of debilitated moon can become notorious criminals, gangsters, mafia people, smugglers, and other people of such kind, and these natives may have to spend a long period of time in jail due to their criminal activities. Debilitated moon in 7th house of horoscope. A benefic debilitated moon placed in 7th house of a horoscope or kundali can give good results regarding the profession and financial stability of the native, and accordingly the natives under the strong influence of such a benefic placement of debilitated moon are likely to achieve good success in their professional spheres, and they are also likely to lead a financially secure life. The natives under the influence of this kind of benefic placement of debilitated moon usually do not achieve great success or great financial gains, but their financial situation usually remains balanced throughout their lives, and hence they do not have to face financial crisis in their lives. A benefic debilitated moon in 7th house of a horoscope can take the native to foreign countries on permanent basis, and some natives under the strong influence of such a benefic placement of debilitated moon can get settled in a foreign country on the basis of their marriage, which means that they can marry a foreigner and then settle in the country of their wife or husband. On the other hand, a malefic debilitated moon can cause problems in the married life of the native, and accordingly the natives under the strong influence of this malefic placement of debilitated moon can face difficulties in their married life, which usually arise due to a situation of mutual distrust between husband and wife, and in some extreme cases of this malefic placement of debilitated moon, the native may have to suffer from one or more than one broken marriages. Such a malefic placement of debilitated moon in 7th house of a horoscope can also bring disgrace or defame to the native, which generally comes due to some kind of allegations imposed on the native by his seniors, colleagues, their wife, or their in-laws, and such a native may have to live with this disgrace for a very long period of time. A malefic debilitated moon in 7th house of a horoscope or kundali can also cause some health-related problems for the native, and in extreme cases, the disease caused due to the malefic influence this placement of debilitated moon can claim the life of the native. Debilitated moon in 8th house of horoscope. A benefic debilitated moon placed in 8th house of a horoscope can bless the native with wealth and money, which comes to the native by means of inheritance, and some natives, under the strong influence of such a benefic placement of debilitated moon, can gain from their father's side, whereas some other natives may get a considerable amount of wealth from their mother's family, as some of these natives may be born in the family where their mother is the only child of her parents, and accordingly such natives benefit from inheritance from their mother's family. A benefic debilitated moon in 8th house of a horoscope or kundali can give very good results when it comes to spiritual progress in the fields like occult, paranormal, and other similar fields, and such a benefic placement of debilitated moon is also good for financial gains, which can keep on coming to the native from time to time. It is interesting to note here that the natives under the strong influence of such a benefic placement of debilitated moon in 8th house of their horoscopes keep on profiting on account of gifts, inheritance, financial assistance from their nears and dears, even if they are not doing well in their professions, and hence such natives usually do not have any problems regarding their financial issues. On the other hand, a malefic debilitated moon in 8th house of a horoscope can keep on bothering the native on account of one problem or the other, and some natives under a specific influence of this malefic placement of debilitated moon are likely to be disturbed throughout their lives on account of problems coming from their marriage, problems coming from their health, problems coming due to poor financial management, and many other kinds of problems. Some natives suffering from this kind of malefic placement of debilitated moon face financial crisis many times in their lives, which generally arise due to increased expenses and poor management of finances. A malefic debilitated moon in 8th house of a horoscope can also trouble the native with some health issues, and some natives under the strong influence of such a malefic placement may have to suffer a lot on account of diseases, particularly in the early years of their lives and in the last years of their lives. Debilitated moon in 9th house of horoscope. A benefic debilitated moon in 9th house of a horoscope can give very good all-around results to the native under its strong influence, as the placement of debilitated moon in this house of a horoscope can make very auspicious and beneficial yoga, which can bless the native with countless beneficial things. A benefic debilitated moon in 9th house of a horoscope can bless the native with good professional success, reputation, status, name, fame, and many other beneficial things, and this placement of benefic debilitated moon is undoubtedly one of the most benefic placements of debilitated moon in a horoscope. A benefic debilitated moon in 9th house of a horoscope can take the native to foreign lands on the basis of profession, and some natives under this benefic influence may settle in some foreign country on permanent basis, whereas some other natives may not settle abroad permanently, but they keep on traveling to many foreign countries for business or for pleasure. A benefic debilitated moon in ninth house of a horoscope can give very good results regarding the spiritual progress of the native, and the natives under the strong influence of this benefic placement of debilitated moon are likely to be religious, spiritual, and caring by nature. On the other hand, a malefic debilitated moon in ninth house of a horoscope can make the native so naive that most of the people around him take advantage of him, and this characteristic of the native can make him prone to financial problems, cheatings, frauds, betrayals, and even litigations in some cases. A malefic debilitated moon in ninth house of a horoscope can also trouble the native with problems related to childbirth, and some natives under the strong influence of such a malefic placement may have to face delays, treatments, or some other problems in childbirth, though this malefic placement usually does not indicate a complete denial of child on its own. Debilitated moon in 10th house of horoscope. A benefic debilitated moon placed in 10th house of a horoscope can give very good results regarding the professional sphere of the native and the natives. Under the strong influence of this benefic placement of debilitated moon can become successful as lawyers, astrologers, engineers, teachers, preachers, and many other kinds of professionals belonging to various professional spheres. A benefic debilitated moon in 10th house of a horoscope can also take the native to foreign lands, and accordingly some natives under this influence can spend many years of their lives in foreign countries on the basis of their professions, whereas some other natives under the strong influence of this benefic placement of debilitated moon can settle in foreign countries on permanent basis. The natives under this kind of benefic influence of debilitated moon usually work with big organizations, and they are good at connecting with people, understanding people, conveying their thoughts and plans to these people, and succeeding with the help of the people around them, and as a result, the natives under the strong influence of this benefic placement of debilitated moon are likely to rise with the help friends, brothers, and a network of people. On the other hand, a malefic debilitated moon in 10th house of a horoscope can render criminal tendencies to the native, and accordingly some natives under the strong influence of this malefic placement of debilitated moon can be seen working as gangsters, drug peddlers, or drug mafia, smugglers, arms dealers, and many other kinds of people dealing in illegal activities, and some of these natives can operate on international level. And though this malefic placement of debilitated moon can give good financial results to the natives under its influence in the beginning, but it finally takes away everything, and most of such natives under such a malefic influence of debilitated moon in 10th house of their horoscopes end up in jail and losses. A malefic debilitated moon in 10th house of a horoscope can also give more than one disease to the native, and one of these diseases may prove to be fatal for the native. Debilitated moon in 11th house of horoscope. A benefic debilitated moon in 11th house of a horoscope or kundali can bless the native with good to very good financial prosperity, which may come from the profession of the native, or which may come from some other sources like sudden gains through stock markets, lotteries, gifts, and other such kind of things. A benefic debilitated moon in 11th house of a horoscope can also give very good results regarding the marriage and married life of the native, and the natives under the strong influence of this benefic placement of debilitated moon usually lead a happy married life, and their fortune and financial prosperity increases after their marriage. The husband or wife of the natives under this kind of benefic influence of debilitated moon generally plays an important role in their professional success and in their life on the whole. A benefic debilitated moon in 11th house of a horoscope can also take a native to foreign lands, and the prosperity of such natives increases many times in foreign countries. On the other hand, a malefic debilitated moon in 11th house of a horoscope can cause problems in the marriage and married life of the native, and as a result some natives under the strong influence of this malefic placement of debilitated moon can marry late or very late, whereas some other natives under this influence may have to suffer many kinds of problems in their married life. A Malefic debilitated moon in 11th house of a horoscope can also trouble the native with delays and setback in his professional life, and some natives, under the strong influence of this malefic placement of debilitated moon, may have to suffer from delays or losses in their business, particularly from the business which is running in partnership with someone else. Debilitated moon in 12th house of horoscope. A benefic debilitated moon in 12th house of a horoscope or a kundali is a very good placement when it comes to going abroad and settling there permanently, and accordingly some natives, under the strong influence of this benefic placement of debilitated moon, are likely to go to foreign countries, and they are also likely to settle there permanently. A benefic debilitated moon in 11th house of a horoscope can also bless a native with a position of power and authority in some government office or some private organization, and some natives, under the strong influence of this benefic placement of debilitated moon, can become top class officers in some government body. Such a benefic placement is also good for giving political interests and power to the native, and hence some natives under this kind of influence can become powerful political leaders or diplomats. On the other hand, a malefic debilitated moon in 12th house of a horoscope can create serious flaws in the personality of the native, and accordingly the natives, under the strong influence of this malefic placement of debilitated moon, can become egoistic, arrogant, unrealistic, cruel, or aggressive, and these negative traits of their personalities land them in troubles many times in their lives. Some natives, under the influence of a malefic debilitated moon in 12th house of their horoscope, can choose to pursue some very unrealistic goals which can waste many years of their lives, whereas some other natives under this kind of influence bring their downfall by virtue of their arrogance, ego, and other such negative qualities. A malefic debilitated moon in 12th house of a horoscope can also afflict the native with one or more than one permanent disease, and some natives, under such a malefic influence of debilitated moon, may die due to a fatal disease, an accident, or some other kind of unnatural death at a comparatively early age. Hence, the placement of a debilitated moon in all the houses of a horoscope can bless the native with benefic things, and it can also bless the native with malefic things depending upon the nature of such debilitated moon and depending upon the overall horoscope of the native. Therefore, no conclusion should be made about the malefic nature of the moon merely by virtue of its debilitation, and no conclusion should also be made about the malefic nature of the moon merely by virtue of its placement in some particular houses of a horoscope. A thorough study of the moon, as well as the entire horoscope, is necessary in order to calculate the final outcomes of the placement of a debilitated moon in a particular house of a horoscope.